Before I begin, I would like to ask the class a few questions. First, who here has heard of Botox? Next, who here knows that Botox is not just a cosmetic procedure designed to make people look and feel younger? Most people know of Botox as simply a cosmetic procedure. I'm here to share with you all the amazing effects it can have on people around the world. Botox is becoming a popular way of treating people with cerebral palsy and treating stroke victims. After observing occupational therapists and hearing all the amazing things that Botox can do for people around the world, I'm excited to share with you all. Occupational therapists advocate for Botox alongside therapy treatments to help with muscle tightness, muscle stiffness, muscle paralysis, and muscle spasms. On to my first point. Occupational therapists use Botox in people with cerebral palsy to help with spasms and muscle tightness. Doctors Lin and Associates define cerebral palsy as a permanent disorder hindering the development of motion and posture, often including muscle spasms that produce abnormal muscle tone. For example, when I was observing at a brain rehabilitation center, I met a young man with cerebral palsy. His mother said that they recently stopped receiving Botox treatments, and within a month, he was no longer able to hold his head up on his own because the muscles in his shoulders and his neck had become so tight. Botox, when used with occupational therapy, increases range of motion and decreases muscle stiffness. Doctors Nigam and Nigam state that Botox is responsible for blocking acetylcholine, thus causing muscle paralysis. To explain, Botox attacks the muscle neurotransmitter responsible for contraction. This makes it relax. Now let's explore another use of Botox. Botox is used in stroke victims to help relax the muscles that were impacted by the stroke. Many people suffer from paralysis and muscle stiffness after having a stroke. When I was observing at the rehabilitation center, I met a woman who had had a stroke. She was unable to open her hand or move most of her forearm. The next week, I saw her after she'd undergone Botox, and she was able to fully open her hand and grasp objects. Injections into the muscle impacted by the stroke causes the muscle to relax. A publication from the Clinical Medicine and Research Facility says that Botox is shown to help stroke victims manage their spasticity, increase their range of motion, and perform daily activities such as hygienic cares. Now that I've shared this information with you all, I ask that you please remember, Botox is becoming a very popular way of treating people with different disabilities. Occupational therapists, alongside other members of the healthcare field, use Botox in order to treat muscle stiffness, muscle spasms, and immobility. So the next time you see someone who has clearly had too much Botox, please try to remember that it is not just a cosmetic procedure.